battled. You know, it was 24-14. They could have walked away. They battled back. I think there was, however many unanswered, I was 17 or whatever it was. I think that quarterback's going to be dynamic. Played really well. Couldn't get to him. So they found a way to run the football to a degree, you know. And we were -3 on the day. I'm trying to remember. So our turnovers too led to 17 points for that. You know, so they scored 10 points in the first half off it, and obviously the pick 6. Love the resolve of our guys. They continue to battle. Special teams continues. I mean, you got. I tell you how much I love this team. You got Kenneth Williams, doesn't even have a scholarship. He's out there running that kickoff return back. So he does now, by the way. That was wrong. That wrong was right after the game. But no, just proud of our guys, and we're going to give credit to them too.
I know you've experienced Nebraska fans before, but you have 10,000 here, and then kind of the team comes back out and celebrates that moment for you guys emotionally.
Yeah, I'm like a get in the locker room, yes sir, say that, you know, whatever. I went and got to go back out, like, you know, I mean, that was palpable the way it felt. You know, you could feel it, and you know, you get those moments where it's like, oh no, you're down 7, you know, in terms of like you can sometimes feel it. And I thought our crowd just became electric, and you know, even like, you know, the run by Emmett, just like the feeling down there just almost felt inevitable that we were going to score because of, you know, everything that was happening, especially with the crowd. So I have to give a ton of credit to the fans and the crowd too.
You ever sent a team out of the locker room after a game?
Yeah, I think maybe I did once before. At Temple, you know, we didn't get the kind of crowds we get here, so I think we had one great crowd. But it wasn't planned. It wasn't anything. It was just more like, you know, I have a bunch of guys that do exactly what they're told. They're trying to get in because, you know, we want to get in and get on the road. But I wanted to make sure that I want our players to enjoy that moment. You know, it's 2 straight close. You know, there was a time we were talking about bowl droughts and never winning a close game. Well, we're figuring a lot of that stuff out. So I wanted them to enjoy that moment, that reaction with their family, with their friends, with their fans, the people that came here. And so it's just living. Like, you don't get to feel this very often, you know what I mean? Like in our world, you know. And so I wanted them to enjoy it as long as possible.
Can you speak on what Nick gave you, just the balance he added to the offense, especially when the throwing game had some issues at times to have the ground game go with it?
Yeah, so we came out of last game, and we looked at the numbers, and we were like, you know, 5.5, 6 yards a carry. We had a bunch of good runs. So we said, hey, and we knew that they have these freshman edge rushers that are really, really dynamic, 29 and 9. So we were just like, hey, we're going to run the football, especially early. And, you know, the first drive, you know, it's clear, like, you know, I think it was our first 11 runs. I think 6 or 7 of them were 6+ yard runs. So we felt good. But Emmett was on fire. And I think 2 plays that really stand out to me are the play where Dylan was getting hit in the backfield, spun out and hit Luke. And Luke went down the side, screaming at the officials, and then he kept still running because I didn't know, you know, we're not screaming, we're just screaming like, you know, to run, and I didn't know he was still running at some point. It was such a great run. So I just think Emmett's the ultimate competitor, but you know, you look at him, like I said, you know, he's 3rd in Big Ten in rushing, so Dana wanted to get him some more attempts, and they did a good job of controlling the clock for a team that's, you know, not really a running offense, a passing offense. They did have the ball quite a bit, and then our turnovers in the first half hurt us, so we didn't get a ton of them, but we knew eventually we would, you know, we'd break through.
In your words, what does it say about Dylan to come back and lead the team to that score after what had happened?
Yeah, I mean, one of the moments of my coaching, or coming up in coaching, I was a young assistant offensive line coach for the Giants, and in the first half, I don't know if it was 4 or 5 interceptions Eli Manning threw against Tampa Bay, and he came back and won the game, like kind of a walk-off play like that. And I just remember being like those guys don't get to feel sorry for themselves. They don't, like, they just got to keep playing. And so, you know, Dylan was banged up. He was, you know, hitting the thigh in the first half. And you know, obviously with that one pick, the kid hit him late. But he's just the ultimate competitor. You know, so it's why I get upset. You know, sometimes when people, you know, national media, it's all about Mahomes compare. I'm like, this guy's a stone cold fighting winner, and he wants to win so badly. Ja'Cory, you know, you guys saw that punt return, that last punt return, he reverses his field, gets laid out, and instead of running off the field, he just runs right back in the huddle. I mean, like, how can he not be inspired by those guys? So, I mean, you know, Dylan, he'll go back and look at the tape. You know, you kind of live by the Sardavis for the touchdown he threw to Dane in the back of the end zone. I mean, that might have been, you know, not a great decision, but he made it, and he made the play. The last touchdown to Dane there, with one-handed catch, like, that ball's at 6 inches less, it's picked off, it's a perfect throw, perfect catch, so, you know, I'm proud of the kid.
Was the second interception trying to throw that ball out of bounds?
I don't know. I have to ask him. Yeah, just kind of like, you know, Glenn does such a good job with those guys. My thing was like, hey guys, if it's not there, let's just throw it away. Like we were great with them, we were feeling good, and we decided to take a shot. And when Isaiah had run by them, you know, earlier, and we just felt like our long speed, we were going to be able to run by them, and you know, low pressure, and we just had to throw that ball away and keep playing. So I'm not super sure.
Matt, you've not had a game-winning drive on offense in your time here. What kind of confidence, what kind of momentum do you think that can build for you now you're at the halfway point of the season going forward because of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing always, right? Like, do we have to be in that situation? Like, did we have to have 3 interceptions? We didn't tackle very well tonight. Like, we were diving at the ground a lot. No, they also have they're elite skill players there, and so that's my biggest gripe right now with our conference. Like you know, like that's a good football team, and I don't know if we push that enough. Like at Maryland's, like they're talented as could be, and so they were hard to tackle. So I guess my point is like, did we have to be in that position? With that being said, you know, we scored 10 points in the final 6 minutes, right? Like that's what winning teams do. And you know, on defense you got to put them away. And then, by the way, they still had, you know, I would say by the way, not to you, Mitch, I'm saying to our team, like the team, like hey, by the way, like they still had a chance to go down and win it at the end. You know, then they made the play on 3rd and whatever, and you're like, but then we made the play on 4th. So. Yeah, I think in terms of momentum, I think it just continues to breed confidence. The biggest thing I felt was like no one was panicked on the sideline, but they weren't panicked last week. Like the Cincinnati game, that's three close wins. You know, it comes down to the end, and our guys were very, very comfortable in the 4th quarter. And really, these are all the questions you guys have asked me about, like how are we going to get over this thing? And I said, we're going to inoculate them by doing it all the time. We're going to teach it at a high level, and thought we did it pretty well there. So that being said, we were 5-1 last year. And so, you know, it's just about playing the next game, playing the next play, playing the next game. As corny as that sounds, man, I sit there the whole game. I can just tell you, my nerves inside, guys, are going 100 miles a minute, and I just say, play the next play, like just keep playing. So I'm preaching that. I believe it.
You just touched on it, but can you speak more on that relentless pursuit of this team, just doing whatever it takes to win that may not have always been there before?
Well, I think, in fairness to our guys, I think we're just better. I mean, I think our guys battled. You know, my first year, I love those guys. Like whatever success we have here moving forward, I'll always look back to the Reimers and the Nick Henriches and all those guys. Like those guys were absolute warriors. And so, well, I remember Ty Robinson saying to me one time, he said, Coach, one thing about us Nebraskans, even though he's from Arizona, he comes from Nebraska blood, right? That mom and dad went to Shadow State. Like I remember him telling me, he's like, we can handle adversity, we don't quit. And so they've always had that. We're just getting better, you know, and we're just making play. I mean, Pritchett kind of rolled his ankle and he played, you know, hard. At the very end, he just you know, was just really starting to limp on it. We put Turner in for him. Turner Corcoran, it's been a full year, and he's out there and he makes the plays at the end. So, if I could say one last thing, I think, you know, the offense and the defense, I think they support each other really well, and our special teams continue to come through. Even at the end of the half, it's sort of a shame we took that sack because we don't get the ball to the 50 at the half.
Back-to-back weeks on the road, short week next week. How do you kind of attack what's next? You know, you don't have a lot of time to really think about this game.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do the exact same week. The way we look at it, Friday night is about 12 hours from an 11 o'clock game. So we'll do the exact same game week. Like we'll practice on Sunday, we'll take Monday off, we'll do Tuesday, we'll do Wednesday. Just Thursday morning, instead of practicing, we'll walk through. And then Thursday night, we'll head up to Minnesota. I mean, the travel here was, when we came on Thursday night, it was first class, absolutely first class. The hotel was elite. One of the best bus drivers that we've ever had, but you know, Thomas, Susan, everything was really important here, and I think that shows up in the 4th quarter. Like, you know, I mean, like when I say those things, like I want our guys to understand, like, hey, the reason why we eat well, the reason why we do all these things is so that in the 4th quarter we have energy to go make plays to win. It's not for anything. It's not to be entitled. And I thought we had no distractions. We took our guys to a sauna and a cold plunge place, and the owner afterwards told Mitch, he was like, the best group of people we've ever had come through here. So that's not me, that's Sierra. That's, you know, I'd asked the high school coach to walk through at a high school. I'd asked the high school coach if the DBs could stay longer because they wanted to get individual drills on 5 a.m. And just the culture of those guys is outrageous. And so we'll have to do that this week, though, because Minnesota's a really good team. It's a tough team. It's a hard place to play. It's been a while since we beat them. We're heading there. It's a game that we're going to, you know, obviously Julie, my wife Julie, she lost her mother, Donna, to breast cancer. And my mom, Julie, my mom Gloria, had breast cancer, so it's something we're very passionate about. And, you know, we're going to it'll be a breast cancer game this Friday. We partnered with Minnesota to do it, so we'll have to muster a lot of stuff, you know, because this obviously took a lot out of us.
Is there anything else you can say just about the playmaking? Like Heinrich with the catch on the sideline there.
What a catch.
And Dylan too, with the, I think he's falling down when he threw the pass to Hunter on the last drive. Like, you guys stepped up and made plays in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and you go back, even Isaiah at the beginning, right, taking that same screen to the house. I mean, you just, you get rid of the 3 turnovers. But again, we're going to have, you want to make those kind of plays. Sometimes they're going to make plays too. The ball's going to get intercepted. But so good to see like Luke make the play that he made, Heinrich make. That was an unbelievable catch by Heinrich, unbelievable catch by Dane Key. And so, you watch us play like the Keel's rotating in, Keelan Smith's out there, he's rotating in, Cortez Mills out there, Big Clark. We trust them all. And they all got to go play. And so, like I said, Kenneth Williams with the big kickoff return. Isaiah Mosey, they had him a 2nd and 20. He makes a great run to get us, in a decent position. So it's just kind of the mindset of Dana. Like, hey, just put the ball out there and guys have to go make plays.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.